Today I'm journeying to the sun-soaked shores of Florida, where I'll catch up with my friend John Pugh, the driving force behind Pugh Management. With over 20 years of experience, John has found success in the design, construction, and development arenas. His knack for leading teams and crafting valuable deal structures for investors and partners continues to set him apart in the industry, first in Boston and now further south. Join us as we stroll through Tampa's diverse neighborhoods, capturing his insights into its burgeoning real estate landscape. And if time allows, a quick game of horse where I hope to go toe-to-toe with a professional basketball player. Our adventure begins at Armature Works, a gem located on the Hillsborough River, right in the middle of the vibrant Tampa Heights district. I'm Chris Arnold, and this is the Developer's Driveway. So what did this start out as? Do you know the history behind this?
Yeah, this was a factory where they made tanks. My understanding is about 15 years ago, the developer purchased the building, came up with a large redevelopment plan, kind of a master development plan. So there's a lot of history here, and it's in the bend in the river, which is kind of a neat spot because it connects with some of the neighborhoods that are kind of lower density, and then the downtown, which is obviously a focus. There's still developable sites here, and there's some intent to develop additional retail multifamily in the future, but it's done really well. It's been a lot of development, some of which has been smaller scale in the neighborhoods kind of back behind us, and then some of which has been larger scale, which is like the Pearl I just pointed out a minute ago. It's an apartment building, some office buildings here. But this neighborhood's really up and coming, and there's a lot that's happening. There's a lot of focus on it right now, and I think there's a lot of great opportunity here.
So how many, do you know how many spots are in Armature Works? Like how many little vendor?
15 to 20, and then there's co-working upstairs. They have events here. There's, large and small events. ULI, NAOP have had some events here that have participated in. That's the crane that would move the parts for the tanks when they were building them. That's the track. It slid along. As it moved down the assembly line, it helped move the tanks down the assembly line. So kind of a cool feature. And obviously the trusses are kind of cool. And they have the skylights, which are, I'm sure, redone, but they were originally there. I'm a history guy.
And that they kept it. That's really cool.
That's a big part of placemaking, right? Keep the history and make something modern and new. This is Buddy Brew. This is a good local coffee brewer that...
Is Buddy Brew regional down here?
Yeah. It's like Tampa.
Yeah.
The Tampa thing. Last 5 years, I've spent a lot of time here. My father's here, and then my son, so I've spent a ton of time flying back and forth, staying with my father in downtown St. Pete. And so I got to know Tampa, I got to know the St. Pete pretty well as a result. And I fell in love with it. It was one of those places that at first was very different from Boston, but got to know the people, got to know the areas better, the neighborhoods better, and it's a great city, yeah. Obviously there's the supply and demand situation, right? There's a lot of people moving into Tampa, and there have been for many years. But as you can see, like at least in Boston, there aren't empty lots quarter mile from downtown available. And if they are available, they're so expensive that unless you're building a high-end office building, you're not building it. They're really just not there. That to me is, for driving around Tampa for the first time, bringing, people call it bringing fresh eyes to the city because somebody who's kind of an outsider. I was shocked. I mean, like, you can't get anything in walking distance of downtown Boston. It's just nothing. There's like 3,000 square foot lots. There aren't quarter acre, half acre, full acre, 2 acre blocks within walking distance. There's just a lot of good things and a lot of pieces. There's like a framework, right, to build on.
Well, let's get our coffee.
Many of the houses just north of here, they're now selling for $1.5 million, $2 million. But it's attracted a lot of interest and a lot of investment. I mean, the location is just where people want to be, right? You have the river over here.
Along the water.
It's along the water. You've got connections, very easily to downtown, to Hyde Park, to South Tampa, all of which are areas where, a lot of people in the city who have money to spend, it's where they live.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I specifically got a vehicle that would accommodate a large basketball player.
Thank you for doing that, because it would have been ugly otherwise.
So it seems like Tampa Heights is pretty primed for a lot of growth here.
Absolutely, it absolutely is. I think there's a lot of great momentum. The city's doing a lot of great things in terms of supporting development in a sustainable and smart way. So I think they're doing a lot of great things to support development and creation of some new walkable places, which is a big focus. So yeah, you can see some of the bungalows have been fixed up, and then they're building McMansion type of kind of Miami style, modern townhouses, and been spending a lot of time looking at property in this neighborhood, and a lot of the investment in terms of changes to the zoning and some of the code make things a bit more friendly for kind of improving the neighborhood. I recognize it's a good place to be.
Tampa's Water Street is an exciting and rapidly developing area that's become a focal point for urban revitalization and growth in the city. Stretching nearly 16 blocks along Tampa Bay, it was developed by strategic property partners and is slated to be in development through 2027. The total development is estimated at $3 billion and will add nearly 4,000 residences to the area. Water Street is already home to a variety of luxury options, including Heron, Cora, Asher, and Tampa's Edition Hotel.
I've been really impressed with the facades of these buildings down here. The thoughtfulness on some of these buildings has been a refreshing sight to see.
The facades on these buildings are extremely high-end in terms of the investment. So, Jeff Vinnick and Strategic Property Partners really believed in this as a high-end destination for people to live, work, and play, and they invested in that, and they knew that they built it, people would come, and it certainly worked out that way.
You just want to shoot around.
I just want to shoot around a little bit.
Oh, man. Just don't ask me to dunk, okay? Not on camera.
To me, this is a really good example of tying in public space, like this central location for everyone to come together. There's something about a centralized location in this case around so many retail opportunities. What do you take away from something like this?
It uses a lot of the elements that were used in the beautiful piazzas in Italy, right? Piazza Navona is one example that combines elements like a public gathering space surrounded by retail. There's a water element. There's some amount of artistic features as well in the area. There's natural beauty. So there's a variety of different pieces, that the combination again of the public, the private, the cultural, that all come together to create this space, an element of gathering, right? But I think in the end, it creates a destination and a place that is a really special place in Tampa as a result. All right, so yeah, this is the Height House. We're heading into a co-working space, event space. Be fun to show you around. Let's go check it out.
Basketball is a huge part of your life. It has been from the beginning. You are passing that down to your son. You're growing a following and a newsletter sort of around the concept of basketball. And I can't leave Tampa without challenging you to a game of horse.
Oh, wow.
Would you be up for that?
Let's do it, absolutely. Looking forward to it, man. Let's do it. All right, sounds good.